Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Game number 2 set to get underway here. eHUG versus KotLGuy. KotLGuy up 1-0, and well, if they play like that again, KotLGuy, this could be another quick series. I mean, that was pretty one-sided play, I have to say.
Yeah, it was pretty good. There definitely was potential there for eHUG to make the comeback, but it just didn't work out. KotLGuy always seemed to kind of get what they wanted out of most of these skirmishes, and
yeah,
they just muscled their way into a victory. Very impressive stuff, and you know, fun little tidbit I heard here from that Phage guy. He has a fun one here for us. So that was only the 16th Ags purchase ever on Spirit Breaker, and it does currently hold an 8-7 record at 53%. So pretty cool stuff, and that was only Z-Freak's second time playing a Spirit Breaker in pro play.
Wow. So continuing to do things.
And I think he was like the MVP.
Yeah, he made a lot of space. And again, it's not just about how many kills you get, but how much vision you give your team. He was constantly charging around, and he made a lot of space for those other cores that do a lot. So without any further ado, let's see what's going on in this draft. And oh, surprise, surprise!
Who is that guy on eHUG? Who is that hero?
I don't know.
We don't see that hero.
You know, sometimes I know him, sometimes I don't. And this go around, well, that red-faced troll is over there smiling up a storm already, sharpening his axes as he prepares to enter the battlefield. KotLGuy, though, they switch it up. They open with Earthshaker Lina. Very curious to see how they lane her, if she'll be more of a solo mid kind of a core, safe lane farmer, or a roaming support on Z-Freak. A lot of different options here. Very intrigued.
Yeah, it's hard to say this early. I guess to their benefit, Lina is pretty much a carbon copy of the Han hero Pyromancer, am I right? Han trash.
Yeah.
No. But offers a lot. Rubik, though, that's a nice little early pickup, but you know, you can't really deny why you would get a Rubik at this point. Fissure is one of the best things you can steal for a Rubik with the instant cast, and pretty much anything you can get from Lina will somehow be utilized in an effective way. So can't hate on Rubik too much this game. And it kind of can set the tone for the rest of the draft. Now on the side of KotLGuy, you're like, okay, they got a Rubik. Maybe we don't get a Magnus or an Enigma or any of these heroes who can give something free to Rubik. So it can also set the tone for a draft pretty early.
Yeah. It's never a bad pick, but he's just not that high priority hero right now, where there's just a reason teams are not first or second picking Rubik, because he's simply put just not as valuable as some of these other really scary cores that and even supports that we see banned out. Lion, Venge, for example. We'll see. Maybe eHUG have something in mind here.
Axe has also been ignored up to this point. I don't think we've seen an Axe yet today. Usually he's been banned, but for now, he's still out there. He's thriving. Both teams need an offlaner. We could see it snagged up pretty fast here in the mid-picking phase.
Yep, Axe and Venge, the other big one that comes to mind. Wisp is still in the pool. I doubt eHUG will have another go with it here. KotLGuy, if memory serves, they are not traditionally a Wisp team, so I think there's a fair chance that hero may make it all the way through. The other one you got to keep an eye out for in North America, Omni Knight. We haven't seen him at all today, I don't think, and well, he's been known to show his Mitt Romney looking face around these parts from time to time.
I think Omni Knight would actually be okay on the side of eHUG. Troll loves having an Omni Knight. That's a free BKB for him, and it allows him to really kind of go balls to the wall with the effect of the Guardian Angel, and yeah, we'll have to see. Teams like Wheel, I mean, they always love Omni Knight. In fact, it gets banned out against them more often than not, and you know, at least it looks like for now, they're going to pass on it. The ban does come out on Witch Doctor here, so that's a bit intriguing. I'm anticipating maybe the Brewmaster, something that KotLGuy do go for. Typically, Witch Doctor's good against it. That's just an early inkling from me. I don't know.
Yeah, Troll, or pardon me, there's Axe for KotLGuy. So
of course, that's going to happen.
That one we're not too surprised about. The Witch Doctor ban, I mean, maybe a sign they want to play Wisp. Certainly a hero that does counter that support a little bit, but also just an annoying support to play against. The Voodoo Restoration, very, very potent. We'll see, but the Treant now for eHUG. Okay, the big leafy tree. Could this possibly be a tree with a little more farm priority? Maybe a Aghanim Scepter on the horizon before 60 minutes?
Could just be a tree and then maybe a Phoenix to come.
Yeah, that's true.
They have the option to pick it up here, unless KotLGuy want to be cheeky and deny it and grab it for themselves. But they already have just committed to the Axe in an offlane position, and they already have 2 supports. So maybe they see this and they're like, all right, how can we build around this, knowing that this could happen. If they do go for a Phoenix, then we would need something to be able to break the egg pretty effectively. Lina does have good attack speed, but Axe and Earthshaker aren't the best at being able to get in there and kind of right-click it down. So we'll see if that influences their pick, or if maybe I'm way out of the ballpark and we won't even see a Phoenix or anything. And yeah, who knows? Maybe we do end up seeing a Farming Tree Agnum Scepter.
It could go either way. Tree Phoenix is kind of tried and true at this point. I mean, you look over at some of the other metas over in China right now. Phoenix is first pick material. Even in Europe, teams are really prioritizing the bird, especially if they can get it in tandem with the tree end. But now Complexity grab a face that we don't see too often these days. The twin-headed dragon comes out. Great pushing, per usual.
Yeah.
But a not so popular hero right now. There's the Phoenix. So it was all for something.
Yeah, it was all for something. Not really surprising. It's so good. I mean, just overgrowth egg, and they're not getting away. They're going to get hit by all the burn. They're going to get hit by the stun to follow. And a wonderful team fight, something that we saw thrive really from EG back at DAC. But going back to this Jakiro pick, you know, it's a hero that's kind of fallen off a bit. It was tweaked from the Lord and Mighty Ice Frog. I know his Liquid Fire was turned down a notch. And, well, his teams have kind of not really gone back to him. You know, he used to be a big prominent offlaner, good as support. You give him a Yules, and it was an easy Ice Blast setup. But I'm just anticipating it could be in a support position, and that this will be a mid lane Lina with an off lane Axe. But we'll have to see here as the picks continue. The bans, though, we get rid of the Spectre on the side of eHUG, and then Complexity rid of the Queen of Pain.
Yeah, all these bans looking pretty straightforward. I think Quap would have been a great addition to that Team eHUG lineup. A lot of good setup for a Sonic Wave and just a huge AoE team fight. I have no idea what Complexity went with this final pick. They're one of these teams that are very flexible in their laning stage. They tend to do things a little differently. Z-Freak being that main wild card.
It's Ziz's pick. I've seen him go Lifestealer before. I don't know if it would do any good here, but I mean, that just shows
the chance
that
of a safe lane Axe, you think definitely out of the question. Is that not a Ziz hero?
I don't think I've personally seen him do it.
Well, that answers the question. It's a Medusa.
It's a Medusa. Medusa's pretty good. I mean, Team eHUG with the team fight they got, they want to get the most out of it. But if you get a counter Stone Gaze, then that makes things a bit tricky. And she's good at being able to right-click down the egg, so that's pretty nice.
I think Medusa is a fine pick right here. Fits in pretty nicely, secures their late game, of course, and what I'm more curious about is exactly how they set up these lanes. Will it be safe lane Dusa, Lina mid, Axe off lane? Will it be a support Lina with a core Jakiro?
I'm anticipating the mid lane Lina and then Jakiro Earthshaker are the support duo. As far as how they want to lane it, you know, that's more on them.
They may also just put Axe level 1 in the jungle. I think that's a very real possibility. I know Z-Freak used to play Legionnaire in the jungle a lot back in the day, so you never know.
For you guys that don't know, the Legionnaire is Axe.
That's Axe, the Heroes of New Earth guys. Han jokes, hashtag
Han trash. Take out the Han trash. eHUG, their last pick, potential mid laner. Maybe they're thinking about Cantor Medusa. Do we go back to the olden days of a mid lane Nyx Assassin? Wow, that'd be Invoker. How about Invoker?
Okay, yeah, Quaswex Invoker, a great way to deal with Dusa. Or Anti-Mage. Hey, mid Anti-Mage. Fighting Anti-Mage. There you go.
We saw Troll mid earlier today. It didn't work out so well for Boreal, but you put him mid, then maybe you could do safe lane Anti-Mage.
The poo-poo platter. Oh, man, this is a tough last pick for eHUG. The Invoker does feel... I don't know if you really want a Quaswex Invoker here. That limits some of their more late-game carry power. It pretty much is just the Troll at that point.
Puck, but doesn't offer a lot late game, helps him with the lockdown and team fight, but I don't know how good a Puck will be ultimately against something like a Medusa.
I feel like this has to be something that has some good late game potential. Troll's a good start to go up against the Dusa. They just need someone else, like a Shadow Fiend. He's banned out here, but someone like that would be very nice.
What does suck, though, for the Troll going against Medusa is he wants to get in your face and fight, and with Stone Gaze pop, you got to hold off a bit. Venomancer. Infinity Venomancer.
So, Veno mid, safe lane Troll. Sorrow played the Tiny last game.
I do like the Venomancer here. We got a lot of heavy initiators between Axe and Earthshaker, and those wards could be a pest if you want to try to get the, quick jump in, and the next thing you know, you're walking through the woods, and there's a stupid little Venomancer ward that hits you, and then you got to wait another 5 seconds, plus the poison sting. You're never blinking in or out, and it could, prove to be pretty effective. Yeah. So, interesting stuff. They really had to think about it. but it's going to be the Venno. Channeling his inner 8 mother, maybe?
Yeah, the core Venno can be scary. Certainly can be difficult to deal with in terms of his early farm. If you can get like Ag's Blink, maybe even a Veil of Discord at a timely manner, a BKB, you can just hop in there and drop his ultimate, and then, sure, if they focus him down, if he dies, he's happy. He's gotten done what he needs to do, and a very difficult hero to deal with if he gets the space that he needs. If he has the room to get a Midas as well, it's a hero you don't want to underestimate. But at the same time, he does have some weaknesses. This eHUG draft in general, a bit low on control. You've got Overgrowth and you've got the Egg. Those are the big ones. Outside of that, you're a little bit light. Telekinesis, yeah, it's a disable, but this could be a little tricky for eHUG. Complexity have a lot more control, a lot more AoE stuns as well. Berserker's Call, Fissure, Light Strike Array. Potential to do a little bit more. Ziz, maybe in trouble here. Crit, trying to grab him in a telekinesis, won't go for it. Almost finds Lina instead. They will just back out. Swindle throws an LSA just for good measure. And that'll be the end of this potential skirmish here. Any wards coming down? Yep, Crit gets an Observer down in the tree line there.
Yeah, that one's hard to see.
That's an interesting ward spot.
Does
that actually block this camp?
It's close. I think it does. I know it would
should.
just behind.
Okay,
but it doesn't provide a lot of vision. So
no, it certainly doesn't.
Maybe if he cuts that tree. I don't know.
I want to see how much vision it actually gives once NJW backs off here. And well, he's still making it difficult for us. But basically, it has a little like cone right here that it gives some vision to. But
I mean, every little bit helps, I guess, to see like a potential glimmer of someone rotating in. And if it does block the top camp, then that's great that they can't do the pull through.
Yeah.
Or worst case, best case scenario is that they try to go for the pull through and notice too late there's no camp to pull into, and then they got a single pull, and next thing you know, the wave pushes all the way into MJW's
As long as it blocks the camp, this is a great ward. If it doesn't block the camp, then it should be right on the edge of the spawn box, but time will tell. Let's introduce some rosters, though, here. Dakota, Radiant side will have Team Complexity up 1-0 in this series. It'll be Ziz, their safe lane farmer, on the Gorgon Dusa. Squee here on the Jakiro supporting him. Riser will be in the jungle on the Earthshaker, stacking up early on. That puts Swindle mid on Ms. Lina. And Z-Freak will go off lane on the Axe. Has a ward in the inventory, hasn't been able to put it down yet. And with some stacks in the jungle, he will have something to retreat to in case this off lane does turn into a disaster.
On Dire's side, we got eHUG. Their top lane consists of their 2 stand-ins here. We got the first one, Sorrow, who's going to be playing your Troll Warlord. Pandago, the original eHUG member, now back again. He's going to be playing your support Treon Protector. Just nearby, though, we got Crit up in arms with Z-Freak, the Spin Lord. He gets a lot of damage off. The Battle Hunger is going to be actually taken away here. Crit better be careful. If he eats another close spin, he could go down. Z-Freak wants blood. He moves forward. The Battle Hunger ends, and Z-Freak now is just trying to do a little bit of, well, casual creep cutting. It's actually a 1 versus 3 between him and this whole top lane.
Z-Freak does not have boots. Crit does, so he can afford to kind of go in and out like this somewhat safe. This is very strange for Z-Freak, but he's winning this war of attrition here. He's going to get this entire creep wave, and they need to be so careful. This is an RNG battle to the extreme, but Z-Freak will finally get punished. It is Sorrow that gets the first blood. But Z-Freak did get a lot out of that. He's got 8 CS now, and well, as we've seen in the past, offlaners that die but get farm in exchange can often be more potent than those offlaners that don't die but can't even get up to the creep wave to find any last hits. So he will not go to the jungle, instead goes right back to the lane, and he wants to keep the pressure on.
I bet he wishes he had that ability that Legionnaire does in Han, where you can charge and get a hold of someone, but well, he does end up going down. Just to finish out the rest of the introductions for eHUG mid lane, Infinity, who's the original group with Infinity +4, is going to be playing your mid lane Venomancer, also known as Frankie, I believe. And then bottom, MJW. He is playing your Phoenix, now at level 3 at only 2 minutes and 30 seconds in. He's been plenty close to get a part of the XP, and he keeps these supports in check with the help of that ward, which did, mind you, block the top camp. So there's no effective double pull-through happening. Yeah, and MJW will continue to thrive here. And he can be comfortable because if trouble does come, he can always just Icarus dive his way out, but he adds a lot of pressure onto Squee, and this Jakiro is very low.
Z-Freak again in some trouble. This time he'll have support. Riser comes in with a Fissure. Crit sort of gets blocked out, but just eats through the trees, and those Wild Wings will peck him down. Rubik lives to tell the tale this time, but I like the idea from Complexity here. Rotate a support up, and seeing how much Z-Freak was getting done by himself, if you add a +1 with a stun, stands to reason that they should be able to handle this 2v3 pretty effectively and stop this troll from getting that yummy free farm that he wants.
So for mid lane, though, pretty even as far as CS goes. Those Swindles had to chew through some of his tangos, only down to 1 more left. Infinity now level 3 on the wards. You'll see him quickly come out here. Swindle might need to consider getting a casual wand just to have a little bit of that extra burst of life where you can make a quick turnaround with some mana or some extra life just to live. But
yeah, that's a good point, actually. Veno's definitely one of those heroes that, as you can see by just all the Plague Wards on the ground, he'll give you a lot of charges. Similar to laying against a Bristle or a Bat Rider or someone else like that. Probably a longer game in store for us here, Dakota. Both teams very comfortable just farming up their big position ones, the Troll and the Dusa. And a relatively quiet game early on. Z-Freak's been rather aggressive in the lane, but all things considered, both teams just soaking up the farm.
Shoes now coming together for everyone, though. It's shoe sale time as phase boots on the hands of your Troll. We got MJW, who's very close to the Tranquils. Tranquils on the other side have been complete from your Z-Freak. Very aggressive with this play with this axe still. Just like, this is my pull camp now, and little crate, you can hit me all you want, but that's only going to help me take it down faster. So he gets it, and he'll just kind of walk out the other way.
Well, Riser bumps into the tree. The tree comes down from the high ground, just towering over this poor Earthshaker, and yeah, they don't even love tap. They both just back out and have a mutual understanding that they're not prepared for battle. And Z-Freak will finally leave this top lane. Close to level 5, Tranquil boots up already, still got a lot of space with 20 last hits, and isn't really stopping the Troll from farming all that much anyhow, so now he'll just try to find his, and he'll aggressively jungle for now, it looks like, actually. Double stack here at this hard camp.
Oh, he's cutting.
Ooh.
Give me your creeps. Look at how deep he is.
No, come back.
Oh, missed the timing.
That's unfortunate.
I'll just work with these camps instead. And Pandago's just going to be around like, hey, what are you doing? What are you doing? These are mine.
That is a cute little play you can do, though. I think he wanted to pull the creeps into the jungle and then kill all of them with the neutrals. And you just have so many units hitting you. You get those big spins.
Well, there's no one who can really punish him for it.
Yeah, that's the thing. I mean, Rubik Tree, not a huge amount of kill potential on a hero like Axe.
Yeah, I mean, they're trying to do a bit of a pickle play here where they got him from both sides. Pandago trying to do a bit of body blocking. Okay, it's a good token. He pull back. Sorrow moves in, and they're going to get the kill. Okay, good grab on Z-Freak. Fissure does fly through, but it's a little too late to try to help him out. And, well, what did you know it? Z-Freak finally gone too far. Laguna Blade onto Infinity brings him down pretty low, but not enough. Now Swindle trying to walk away. Slowed from the wards. Here comes Troll. Another slow with the throw, and, well, they're not going to be able to catch up. Just too much life.
Invisibility.
All right, 0-2. eHUG in the lead. They've got a very minor golden experience lead, but nothing too crazy. Only by about a couple hundred. Lena still farming very nicely mid. And this Dusa racking up the CS in the bottom lane. Ziz is actually the last hit leader. Looking pretty strong.
And it's a Medusa, so he's happy. I mean, she takes a long time to come online, and I'm curious if eHUG are going to try to find a way to keep her in check, but it's not going to be easy that, you know, with a tree and with a Rubik. I think that they are just going to be anticipating to build up enough early on that they can just contest her later on in the game, but that's a scary thing to try to, you know, roll the dice with. Squee, though, on the Jakiro, a pick that has been underwhelming as of recent. I'm looking to see what he can really bring to this kind of a game. Right now, he has nothing, no items whatsoever. He's level 3.
Literally empty.
He's a very slow-moving dragon. He's just getting his pull camp action happening, and, you know, hopefully he can build some up into those stacks of liquid fire. At that same moment, though, there is going to be a return kill. Z-Freak makes his comeback to the top lane, and he takes down the Rubik.
Yeah, just catches him out a little too far. This time, Rubik is just by himself. He had the Earthshaker with him to help set it up, and ends up being an easy kill for the Axe. Not a slam dunk. He's not yet level 6, but that'll help his progression there, and still getting a ton out of this off lane. That's really the big disparity in this matchup. I guess the Dire Core is farming slightly better, but it's the off laners where this Phoenix is unable to do a hell of a lot. MJW with only 7 last hits. He's got Tranquil boots. He's doing okay as far as Phoenix offlane experience goes. Hitting level 6 is that first big milestone. I reckon he'll probably just look towards a Midas in this matchup.
Looks like eHUG wanted to be able to prioritize some of the farm and XP for Pandago. You need to get Tree a lot of levels. You don't need to get him a lot of items early on. I mean, unless you're trying to be like an FNG or something where you want to farm up an immediate Agnum Scepter. You want to get level 7, you want to get 4 levels into that living armor, and then obviously get the ultimate so that when the egg does come online, you're ready sooner to get the most out of it. So he's got to spend some time here, but it's not going to be easy with this axe nearby. He's going to be forced to be using this Nature's Guise, and you know he'll have to start living armor himself just to sustain and be able to stay.
Z-Freak, though, he is getting so aggressive up here, continuing to cut the wave, utilizing this pole camp, so there's always creeps shoving into the tower, and Tree handling it okay, but very limited on his resources. No regen of any sorts, just a couple of wards with his brown boots. They will try to punish Z-Freak here. The rotation coming in from the Rubik as well as the Troll. And Z-Freak will just back out, but at this rate, he'll have a pretty well-timed Blink Dagger about 2/3 of the way there.
Yeah, so dunks to come, and we have seen many games, starting since Star Ladder last season with a certain Yoki player, that when your axe really can go on a tirade in the mid-game, it is hard to come back from it. So, ideally, once he gets this blink, he's going to look to try to make some plays across the map and maybe punish some of the weaker support staff of eHUG. But we have a little bit more time till he'll get it together here. Squeedas finally have some boots on his Chikiro, so a little bit more mobility there. Swindle at a level 8. Phase Boots Bottle, 1k gold. Probably going to look to go right for the Yules, then Blink Dagger, your traditional Coralina kind of get up. And for Infinity, he's going to get fissured. And now he's going to walk away, does get caught with the stun. There's the Laguna,
there you
and
go.
He goes down.
That's
Crit's there, he tries to help, but it's just a little too late.
Yeah, and that's a great time to kill the Veno. It looks like he is pulling up for a Hand of Midas. Pretty common build on the Veno. Really want to hit level 16 as quickly as possible. And really need to try to power farm and get that Aghanim Scepter up. And with all that unreliable gold, that's a great gank. Now in the top lane, Z-Freak. We're going to try to pickle him once more here. Sorrow wrapping around one side and Pandago on the other, but still no overgrowth. And Z-Freak just is besting them with positioning right now. He doesn't go for the blink. Of all things, he goes for the Vanguard, so we can continue being a bully in this top lane, can now clear out the jungle very easily, has no problem tanking up against these neutral creeps. I like this here. It's a little bit different, but I think in this match, it makes a lot of sense.
MJW really taking it to Ziz right here, and Ziz is going to be actually forced to TP back to the tower. So MJW with Egg ready, maybe hoping he can get an opportunity to open up on him, but it's not going to be there. But top lane, look at this complexity. Might look to dive. Z-Freak already itching at the chance. There he goes. Gets a call onto both of them. Fissure sets it up. There's the Light Strike Array. Helps finish off the Troll. And Pandago could end up being caught out here. No mana for the dunk now. And he tries to hide and will be able to kind of slip into the darkness of the woods. But he will lose his tower.
Yeah, tower goes down, and not enough mana for this Berserker's Call. It costs 90 here at level 2, and Tree will get away scot-free. Still a great gank. The Troll is really that high-value target anyhow. Now Infinity pressuring the mid-tier 1. Gets denied by the Earthshaker. Nicely done by Complexity. And they will be victorious in that trade. Losing their tier 1, less than ideal, of course. A big access point towards Roshan. But getting that deny nice and early is certainly great news. And again, slowing down Veno towards that Midas progression. If he'd gotten the last hit on that tower, he'd be just about at the Midas, if not there already.
Looks like it's repair duty here for Pandago. He's got to get this bottom tower healed up pronto, as it's been damn near close. Medusa definitely wants to get that extra bank of gold. Ziz has been able to throw together a Yasha on top of the Aquila, at least for now.
Graphs, though. Look how even we were, and all of a sudden Complexity just erupting into the lead with more map control going their way, and it's pretty incredible to see how even this game was. Seemed like a stalemate, but just a couple of kills, and it's mostly just come from PvE, though. 3-2. Complexity is working this map a lot more effectively. Again, the offlaners, the big disparity with Axe just racking up the farm. We just mentioned his Vanguard. He's going to have a blink in another 2 minutes here.
Yeah, I feel like the big boost was being able to take down the Troll. He was probably the top of the net worth till that point, so you get him down plus the tower is a nice little economy boost. And, well, back at mid lane, Infinity hasn't really adventured too far from here, and I think he's going for the Midas. Anticipating a late game with the Medusa is, you know, fair to assume, so I don't really doubt him on that one. But for now, just kind of holding a bottled DD and about 1,500 gold as he just uses the wards to do his best to try to get that CS in there. Hasn't even put the point yet into Poison Nova, knowing that he might not use it, not looking to team fight quite yet.
Yeah, this isn't that atypical. I think you'll see some Venos hold it until like level 10, level 11, then just get that level 2 ultimate ASAP.
The thing is, when you look at their team, they have tremendous team fight. Poison Nova, the burn from the Supernova, plus the Treant ultimate, if they get everything together, it can be pretty dramatic.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I think, I guess the big weak link now is Pandago on the tree. He's only level 5, one of the lowest level heroes in the game. Actually, the lowest level hero. Everyone else at least has their ultimates now. So not really much they can do until they have that key team fight initiation. Benno will get his Midas, though. 13 minutes in. Better late than never. Not the worst timing, but much less than ideal for Infinity. And now he has some catching up to do. Troll still farming pretty well. Pretty basic kit on him. Has already picked up that Alpha Wolf with his Helm of the Dominator, hanging onto that Quelling Blade. Aquila Phase Boots. Very standard stuff, but potent nonetheless.
Yeah, they're literally looking to Pandago to get this level 6. He's close, but I just keep hearing in my head, because I frequently like to go by Pandago's stream and watch him play, and he's a salty player when things don't work out.
Oh,
That's what makes it so fun to watch him sometimes, and he knows it as well. But I could just picture him going like, I can't really find any farm anywhere here. This is all the lanes have people there.
See, I haven't watched the stream, but I have trouble picturing that because I hung out with him a bit at TI4, and he
great
seems
guy.
so cool, calm, and collected.
I hung out with him at the eHUG house when he was in the squad, and he's a really cool, him, I'm a Sheep Sucks, Ryu Boris, and all them. Like, they were really cool kids and stuff like that. But, when you're playing Dota.
Oh, angsty. Oh, MJW, he might be getting a little angry after this one. Z-Freak sets it up with another Dunkarino. Killing spree. Now for the axe. Easy pickup there.
Yep. Good grab. That's something the bird doesn't really count on if you can get the job done. There's going to be no Icarus dive to follow and no egg, and he is just going to execute. Well, he'll step away. 900 gold about. Could look to finish off Crimson Guard in the near future. It's mid lane. Swindle. Okay, what is that? That's going to be the nuke. Not the best thing here for crit. When you're able to get something like the Life Check Array on the Rubik, that is just wonderful. And Telekinesis, easy stun setup. I mean, you got the free Yules with the Telekinesis, so could be a nice grab. Obviously, Laguna being the cream of the crop.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
11.
yes, sir.
Also on the axe, so a lot of big ultimates now for Complexity. We haven't really seen this Medusa that much this game, but rest assured that Ziz has been farming up a Storm, keeping up with all the other cores, now moving into an Ancient stack. Has a Yasha to go with his Phase Boot. Still not so scary, but the Snake Lady's getting there, and well, slow and steady. Complexity still continue to find farm on their cores. It is a Yule Scepter now up on the Lina, and the beginnings of an Aghanims with that point booster on Swindle Melons. KoL seem to be finding this good balance of fighting and farming at the same time, where they're finding pickoffs when applicable, but still, highest priority is making sure Medusa is farming safe and sound.
But we got level 6 on Pandago, so let's do it, eHUG. We have built this draft together to make this big fight happen, and Rubik is dead. He just got caught, shot in the wrong neighborhood. There's going to be the overgrowth. Troll moves in. The egg does get dropped. Z-Freak starts going onto it, and now they draw attention onto the egg, and they finish it off. Oh, that does not go the way they were anticipating, and now here comes Jakiro. Oh, my! Big ultimate drop. Dunk 1, dunk 2!
5-0, baby! Complexity steamroll over eHUG. My, oh my. Talk about your team fights gone wrong.
That's not good. Not good for eHUG. That.
Do we dare look at this team fight recap? I don't know. I don't know if we want to. There might be some young viewers at home.
Yeah. Oh, man. eHUG. Gotta shake that one off. Not everything seemed to work in good synergy, and it was a good heads-up play there. Z-Freak went right for the egg. Earthshaker got involved as well, and level 1 egg is... it's not the best. It doesn't take a lot of hits to bring it down. That's why you see Phoenix typically rush for the Midas, which he is going for. You gotta get that XP. You gotta get those levels.
Yeah.
Then the egg can be much more potent. But for now, it's just... I don't know. What's a fragile egg? I mean, it's just that's an egg.
It's one of those those Chinese eggs that are all nice and expensive and super fragile. Yeah, those things. Level 1 Supernova, though, you hit the nail on the head. Very underwhelming. Just 5 simple attacks and that bird is going down. You have to use your overgrowth better than that. This feels to me like eHUG either just had really no idea that Complexity were charging in with their whole team, and they really thought it was just a solo Swindle with a haste rune, but if you want to do the Phoenix Egg tree, you gotta make sure your overgrowth stops them from killing the egg. That's what makes this duo so strong. We'll see the Phoenix get picked on once more in the top lane.
That was weird because he jumped in and called the same moment the dive happened,
and
but
then he came back.
He came back. So I don't know what that was about, if he couldn't dive out.
And he didn't have a supernova either. I think maybe, okay, he dives back in, eggs under the tower to reset things, but
even then, I'd
be like... Yeah, but with it on cooldown, there's no way you're surviving if you swoop back in. That was very strange.
Yeah. Well, unfortunately, a free feed right there for Complexity. And now it's just more pressure on this Troll to build up. Already got the Helm of the Dom. He's got the Yasha. Looking to get the Sage together. They have Roche potential. You have stacks built up? No ancient stacks here for Troll to use.
Nope, stolen totem. Crit really wants that fissure, but Riser's a step ahead of him.
All right, well, Pandego gets a really early gem. This is good.
He did that last game as well. It's a smart play, but a very risky one.
Well, Tree can get away with it. He's got Nature's Guise. He only still has the 1 point into it, but they're going for Infinity. Oh, doesn't actually catch him with the Light Strike Array. Now Swindle, immediate TP, not getting away. Okay, Infinity, able to bring together a nice big kill, does commit the whole Poison Nova for it, but with the DD it helps out.
So Ziz is here. He's already used his Stone Gaze. They will force Sorrow to pour it out. Any way to interrupt him?
Oh!
Riser uses the Echo Slam, but can't get there in time.
Whoops.
It is a 4v5, but eHUG not really feeling too brave here. NJW swoops around. A buyback from Swindle. Complexity really want to secure this Roche, and, well, they will have to pay for it here. It's still a good heads-up play to realize that that Troll was missing. They had a ward down, so they saw it. And to contest him, make sure he doesn't get a free Roche.
Stone Gaze was also used there. I guess I came tardy to the actual fight breakout, but I didn't notice him use it. It looks like he's just going to step back, continue to farm. Nice thing is that Complexity just seemed to be getting a lot done as the 4 without even the Medusa involved, and then she just has plenty of time to kind of continue to farm up. And when she does look to get involved, that is going to prove to be one extra problem for eHUG. So looking to make the fight back here as MJW trying to finish out that Midas.
The eggs I was thinking of are Russian, by the way. Fabergé eggs. That's what I was trying to say.
Fabergé? Oh, the fragile like glass eggs?
Yeah, those glass eggs.
Oh.
Yeah, that's not Chinese. It's Russian. That's my bad, folks. That's my bad. Thank you, Twitch chat. Keep me on my toes. Z-Freak, though. Look at this guy. He's on his toes as he heads up to the high ground. That's a stolen ice path from Ruby Tuesday. But Z-Freak's just too tanky. Now there's a halberd, so a lot of extra HP there, and he's got that evasion to beef him up that much more. Now it's Complexity to move into the Roche pit. They will commit 4 heroes, but the Earthshaker lingering on the outside. No Blink Dagger. It has a fissure to block out the ramp. I like
Egg
this.
on the high ground, but yeah,
Just
Roche
too little, too
down.
late. Roche is already dead. Z-Freak may get stunned by it. Okay, he will. Supernova goes off there, but now Ziz pops the Stone Gaze. Infinity gets caught in the Yule's, brought down by the Lina rotation. Now the rest of eHUG on the defensive. Nothing they can do here. They've used their big cooldowns, and that's it. They don't get Roche. They don't take the team fight. And it is Complexity coming out ahead once more.
I don't think they're letting up quite yet. Swindle goes pretty deep here. Now might be caught. Telekinesis back. Troll wants to finish him off, and now Troll's going to get caught, locked down, and now Z-Freak's going to try to have his way with them. There's the dunk. Off with his head. Troll is going to be decapitated.
Pandego?
And now Pandego in trouble. Oh, he's got the gem. Oh, he gets the call. They get the gem. Oh, no. Double kill for Z-Freak. Now they want crit.
Oh, Crit
One
got
by
the gem.
one.
They've got to kill him here if they want this gem, and they
got him.
Ooh, daddy.
Triple kill for Z-Freak. Oh, my God. He's got a lot of freaking farm. Unbelievable.
Wow. Game 1, a little bit more of a slugfest. Game 2, quickly turning more and more one-sided here. This gold graph, nothing but Complexity. Now up by about 15,000 gold almost. It's more about 20k XP. They'll get this tier 2 mid as Z-Freak gets more aggressive here. Looking for the Berserker's Call. Does not find it, but still zones him out. That'll be the end of the tier 2 tower mid. 14-3. Complexity Gaming, ladies and gentlemen.
Looking pretty good. I mean, I was questioning what we'd be seeing from both of these teams coming into this matchup. You know, this is their first day of Summit 3 play, and really the question was what was the roster going to be for both of them? I mean, they were going to be playing with a couple of stand-ins, and we know that that means that the team is not going to be at its best. You know, you don't have that proper chemistry of working together and scrimming together. I mean, I don't know how much time they put in working together before this, but considering the fact that Complexity probably didn't scrim a whole lot coming in, you got to remember Swindle was out in Thailand doing Han Tour stuff.
Yeah, so he's been gone for a better part of a week.
Unless he was,
travel days.
maybe he was remote boot camping there and they tried to work that out, but they definitely came to play, and it's showing here in this series.
Yes, sir, it is. Now, Dire Side, looking at item progression, Troll Warlord, he's got the Sanjin Yasha, so a good fighting item. Nothing bad about this build. He's just starting to get simply out-farmed at this point. Phoenix still the quest for the Midas. It's a noble one, but one that has not yet been successful. Only 900 gold with the initial Gloves of Haste. By the time he gets it, I don't even know that he'll see much of a return. Looking at the Venomancer, his Midas is starting to pay off a little bit, really close to that. Aghanim's now about 300 gold away. I don't know that this is enough to really change the state of the game, but it is a big tool for eHUG that will allow Infinity to really increase his damage output.
eHUG just looking to get another structure here. Top lane Troll, bit nervous about committing for it, and then quickly pulls back as Swindle does end up showing up there. But yeah, they're back on the move. A little bit more timid to play here as the Aegis is in the hand of CoL, but CoL want to make use out of it now. They smoke up and they are on the run.
Deuce has almost got a Scotty too, by the way. She's like 500 gold off or something.
Yeah, no big deal.
Yeah, no biggie, you know.
Oh god,
Troll.
they see Troll. He actually already used the axes and now they jump onto him. Okay, alright, there it is. Echo Slam, Jakiro ultimate, yep, dunk. Godlike Z-Freak play right now, his axe.
9-2-2.
He was the support player for a long while of Complexity, playing your Skywrath Mage and your position 4 and 5, but man, he's been doing a lot of work. Game 1, great Spirit Breaker play. Now he's showing off what he can do with an axe. It's very nice stuff. Mid lane, though, Crit's in trouble. Is Rubik as he tries to run Enchant Totem. You know, maybe that would help out. I don't know.
Without Aftershock? No, I don't think it's going to help him out too much.
Hit him
here.
hard one time. I don't know. He's burnt up. Dead.
Yeah, that's...
Boom. Rough.
Not much Rubik can do there. He keeps trying to steal Fissure. He wants it so bad. And I feel like Riser's almost just taunting him. Like, come on, spell steal me. I might have used Fissure. No, oh, Totem. Riser has been on point blocking these Fissure steals. I don't think Rubik's gotten it yet. Or if he has, it's been right before death. I don't think he's been able to use a stolen Fissure.
MJW TPing out of that bottom lane as Ziz does move forward. He is able to finish his Midas. Obviously, it's a little later than you'd like, but it's better to just get started. As he is able to throw together level 11, gets that egg to level 2. We'll have to see if eHUG look to just try to make one more big team fight happen. Get the Treant Protector involved, get the big overgrowth, get the Supernova, get the Poison Nova, get the frickin' Novas.
I think if they have a high ground fight where everything goes perfectly, Tree initiates with a big ult, the egg follows up, Troll's there going ham with his ulti, and you get a Veno ult that hits on 4 or 5, Complexity could still be wiped up. They are not that amazingly immortal, but it's just making that happen, and that's where eHUG has been struggling to find that perfect combination of spells, and Complexity's not making it easy for him. And now as I say that, it might become an impossibility. BKB up on the Axe, that'll be coming out right now. Yules is also up on the Jakiro, so that's your double Yules Scepter, and that Scotty we talked about, yeah, that's on the field now, so... Ziz, I think he's finally ready to start killing some heroes and stop killing these creeps. 0-0 and 3, he's been quiet. It's time to turn up that juice a little bit.
And without a doubt, with the game complexity you've already played so far, it's their game to lose. But eHUG, they are tenacious. They are now smoked up as 5. This could be the Hail Mary play. If they don't make this work, could be an early GG.
Oh.
And their smoke pops and Z-Freak. Oh, God, this is just... Oh, boy.
That is so unlucky.
They're like, where the hell is he? What the hell's going on? And now our smoke gank is thwarted.
I think the right idea from eHUG to take a risk there with a smoke, and it just, you can never count on an Axe sitting there with an invisibility room. Now he initiates on Infinity. Living Armor will come out, but they've got a lot of stuns here. Now Swindle joining the party. Infinity won't even be able to get off his ultimate before he dies. Now we see our egg tree combo, but Z-Freak had the BKB ready and waiting. He just brings down the egg. Crit now in some trouble. He'll fall. It's a 3-0. And the rest of eHUG on the defensive. They'll GG. That's it. Delete your lies and apologize, says Swindle Melons as they take a 2-0 over Team eHUG.
Oh my God. Well played. Well
played indeed by Team Complexity.
All
How
right.
highly you know yourself, Dakota. What a series. Complexity looking strong, though, I have to admit.
Yeah.
Hearing that, you know, Swindle got off a plane 2-3 hours ago before this series started, probably very jet-lagged, rolls into his house, hops on the computer, and says, let's play some competitive Dota. And they come, and they were ready to win. Beautiful showing from Z-Freak, though. That's some of the best off-lane Axe play I think I've seen. That was a 1v3 for a lot of it, and he kept him completely busy.
Yeah. Props to Z-Freak. Definitely MVP for him. eHUG, you know, they're not out yet. They have a lower bracket they can look to battle through. And obviously, with just the history they've already had, this was the team that made their way. They were supposed to be there with you at the Major All-Stars, but unfortunately, you know, that didn't work out.
Yeah,
and
it's unfortunate.
It just seems like they're just trying to find their way now with whatever players or whoever they want to play with. We'll see. They'll make a second running through the lower bracket, and hopefully it goes better for them. But props to Complexity, man. Now they look to move forward. And who are they going to face here? We should know this now.
And take a look. We can just go ahead and look at our bracket very quickly
bring it
as we
up.
wrap up the cast today. Hopefully it'll
come
load
on.
for us
There we
here.
go.
There we go. So Leviathan and Not Today, they advance at the top part of the bracket for the semifinals, and down here it will be eHUG Complexity versus the Evil Geniuses. So still a very rough matchup for them in the next round. Looking at the lower bracket, it'll be Wheel versus Void Boys fighting for elimination. One of those teams will be going home early, and then it will be eHUG versus Boreal. Not an easy matchup for eHUG, and they're going to have to tighten up a little bit if they want to make this happen.
I'm really curious to see the Complexity versus Evil Geniuses. I mean, probably, everyone's expecting Evil Geniuses to come in the pretty big favorite, but at least this one I would do 80-20, maybe 75.
Well,
we'll
that's pushing it a little
I know.
bit.
Well,
I mean,
we get to finally measure the difference between a team like eHUG and what should be a tier 2 team like Complexity. Are they way off?
Yeah.
Is it like a big gap between tier 1 and tier 2, or is it like maybe with a bit more time, maybe with a bit more practice we can get there, kind of a thing. So I'm curious to see that.
We'll have to be patient, and your curiosity will be piqued as that series is coming up to follow. We've got plenty more America Phase 2 here for Summit 3 presented by Gigabyte, and we'll be back tomorrow. Same place, same time. Thank you for joining us today. I'm Zyori. He's KotLGuy. Come back tomorrow because there's still a lot of Dota 2 left for the Summit 3 qualifiers.
Bye.